Hello, everybody. It's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, and I am here to share with you an amazing fun fold card. This is going to be a great card for upcoming Christmas cards if you're looking for Christmas cards. But don't worry, I've got some non-Christmas cards for you too. Let me show you the cards that I'm going to be featuring today. These are so cute. And you notice we've got this really great little fun fold going on. This is one that's going to wow them. This is the card that's going to be mantle worthy. And you're going to love how easy they are to create. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's head over to my stamping table. We're going to get busy creating. So if you've got grandkids, you've got nieces and nephews, this is such a fun card. And look at this, even when it stands, you probably can't see that, but yeah, those little scallops kind of grab on. And this penguin, well, he just made me smile. So I think this is going to be a really fun card. So let's go over the supplies you need to create today's Christmas fun fold. All right, so we're going to start with a piece of basic white thick cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. So this is just a half sheet of the basic white thick. Now for that pop out, I'm actually going to use just some basic white. If you have the basic white thick, that will work too. But this is cut 5.25 by 8 inches, and then I scored it at 2 inches and 4 inches. And so what we're going to do with this is make ourselves a little accordion. All right, that's what we're doing there. All right, next we're going to need some designer series paper. I'm using the 6x6 Tidings of Christmas paper. Now we're going to do a little cutting to this. Like I said, it's 6x6 right now, but I actually had this cut down and I cut it down to 5.25 inch. And then what I did is I have 5.25 by 4 and 5.25 by 1 3/4. So you can see that was once a larger piece of cardstock or a designer series paper. So that's what's going to give our card some real pretties. Now we're going to need a couple things for our focal image. I'm going to be using basic black and basic white. Now my basic black is 2.25 by 3.5. My basic white is a 2 by 3. These can just be some scraps because what we're going to do with these is we're going to come in with the Stitch So Sweetly dies. That's what's going to create my great cards. We're going to be using these little scallops right here. So for these, it's pretty easy to know which dies. It's the one that will fit inside these pieces. So we can see those are the ones that fit. Those are the ones we're going to use. But we're actually going to need to go up one more level. So we're going to use whatever we're going to work with here. We want to go up one more. That's this one here. For this card, I'm not going to recommend you go up any bigger. I think this is about as big as you're going to want to go. And so for this one, we're actually going to be cutting from the center, and then we're going to use that piece for a layer. So, you know how we do. We like to conserve cardstock. So let's start with our card base. Remember, this is the one that was the basic white thick. That was just a half sheet. And then what I want to do is I'm going to bring in that designer series paper, and I want to adhere it to the front of my card. And this is important. When you put your adhesive on it, only go around the outside edges because we're going to cut from the center and we don't want that to be adhered. So we're just going to put adhesive here on these outside edges, and then we adhere it to the front of our card. Okay, so we're going to open this up and we're going to take that. This is the second to the largest die, remember. We're going to put that right here in the center and we're going to run that through our die cutting machine. All right, and now you can see we get this nice little area that's been punched out. All right, so once we've die cut that, you can see we get two separate pieces. Now you see why I didn't want you to put adhesive all over your card because we wanted these to be separate pieces. So this is actually going to be used on our card. This piece of designer series paper, which you can see has that great scallop on it, and of course it's double-sided, I can use that on another project. So I'm going to set that aside. But while we have our dies out, let's go ahead and do a little more die cutting. That way we can have all that done and out of the way. So I'll bring in that white and that black. So we're going to put this one here. We'll die cut that. We'll die cut that. And we have this. So these are all of our layering pieces. So how about we stop for just a minute and let's get our stamping done before we go and put everything together. I'm going to use the stamp set Penguin Place. I don't know about you, this stamp set just makes me giggle. I love it. So we're going to create this sweet little penguin. We need 3 ink pads today. We need a little cherry cobbler. We need a little pumpkin pie or mango melody, whichever one you have. And then we're going to need our tuxedo black. So we're going to start with this tuxedo black, and we're going to stamp this sweet penguin right here in the middle of that die cut piece of the basic white. Okay, let's doll him up a little bit. And we'll bring in that pumpkin pie, and he needs a little beak. He's so cute. I just can't stand it. He's so cute. Okay, now with the cherry cobbler, we're going to give him a little stocking cap, and I'm going to just kind of put that at an angle here. And maybe it's just me. Every penguin has to have a bow tie. It's just a thing with me. And I used to collect penguins way back when, and I loved penguins with bow ties. Okay, now while we have this out, we're going to go ahead and bring in that little accordion fold piece, and we're going to stamp in the Memento Black, we're going to stamp Season's Greetings. By the way, that accordion fold is over to the right side. So a little Season's Greetings, another little cap, and another little bow tie. Okay, so now let's go ahead. It looks like we can actually go ahead and start putting our card together. So this accordion fold piece is going to adhere right inside of our card, okay? So I'm just going to add my adhesive along the back, and this would be the 4 by 5 1/4 section. You certainly don't want to adhere down your accordion fold. That would be bad. Let's not do that. All right, here we go. So there's our card. And now see this? Ew, right? Well, doesn't matter because we're going to hide it with that piece that we die cut. Remember, this is that layer that was kind of hidden from inside our card. And you can see because we cut it from inside there, it fits perfect inside there. So let me remove this. I'm going to put adhesive just right here in this section. It's so easy to do because you can really easily see right where your adhesive goes. Love, love, love. Now, just make sure when you put it in there that you're tucking it in, that it's hitting just inside that little scalloped area, because you can see, there we go. That's where we're going with our card. It's such a fun fold. I'm now going to take the basic black. We're going to adhere that down inside. And now Mr. Penguin, he's going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. All right, there we go. We'll add him right inside there. Now we're going to add that, remember that piece of the extra designer series paper? Remember, it was just kind of scrap. We're going to add that. Well, we're going to add it right here, but it seems Connie did not cut it down to size. I am so sorry, guys. That should have been 5 inches, not 5 1/4. What was I thinking? All right, we're going to add that. I will make sure to get that corrected at the top of the video where I gave you the measurements. But yeah, you can see that just kind of gives it a little extra love right there. Now, if you wanted to, you could have put it on this side, but you know, I kind of liked how it sort of popped there, but you do you. You make this card the way you like it. So there we go. Now, we're going to add a little sentiment. So let me bring in my original card. You notice I have a little sentiment here. If you want to do that, that is just a little piece of scrap, 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/4. And then I used my Banners Pick a Punch there, and I stamped "Be cool, be chill, be merry." And then let's talk about this glimmer ribbon. I thought it just was so perfect because it looked like ice, right? Ooh, it just like had such a nice wintry feel. I added that with a mini glue dot. There is my sweet little penguin card. Now, would you guys like to see some other ideas? I've got a couple other ideas, and these are not Christmas related, but I have a couple more kids cards to share with you. So here's one. Who needs a baby card? Yep, we always need those baby cards, right? Guys, everything was done the exact same way I just shared with you. This one, I used Highland Heather as my card base. So Highland Heather, and then I used the Highland Heather Designer Series paper. That's from the Subtles Designer Series paper stack. There's that Highland Heather layer. Remember, we've already done that. But this one, I didn't add the extra layer. Here we had the black frame. I didn't need it. I actually just used that one right here on my basic white, stamped "Hello, little one. Congratulations on your growing family." Won't that be a great card for a baby shower? I loved that one. By the way, this stamp set is called All for Baby. I think it should be called Cuteness Overload personally, because this is just the cutest little stamp set. Look at that little bear, but I liked the polka dotted onesie, and I chose these colors because my girls had a little purple polka dotted onesie when they were little. But there you go. And remember, this one can kind of stand up, have its own little pop moment. Hey, remember, you can order the supplies for all of my cards today over at simplysimplestamping.com. Just look down in the YouTube description for a direct link and you'll see the supply list, the measurements, everything for all my cards today. Very fun little card. I got one more to share with you. And this one makes me giggle. This is going to be a great masculine boy card. So if you've got a nephew or a grandson or a son, you could create this "Happy Birthday to You." Just a fun little stamp set. Let me show you this stamp set. This one is called Peekaboo Farm. And look, we've got all these little farm animals and a little fence. And do you see there's even a little spot for their hooves and whatnot to go right inside? So cute. Now, we had some great sentiments there, but I needed a happy birthday card. My happy birthday, actually, I believe that one came from, yeah, I had to go check. That I pulled out of Handsomely Suited. But you know what? Just find your favorite happy birthday stamp. And by the way, there's another one of those little tiny scallops. Yep, I used the same one. Oh, look at this texture. Do you see this texture? I gave my card base, the front of my card base, that was done with this bark 3D embossing folder. I loved it. I just thought, again, for a masculine card, I thought the horse looked really nice with that. Tied it up with some linen thread there on the side. And yeah, I've got just a sweet little card, did the coloring there with my Stampin' Blends. And I have got a little nephew who I think is going to love this happy birthday card. Let me go ahead and bring in all three of my cards. There we go. Hey, can I show you one other thing? I was kind of playing around, and I stamped this little guy with the snowman season. And I wanted you to see that I could do a little snowman in that little spot there instead of the penguin. So if you don't have the penguin, maybe you have snowman season. I thought I'd go ahead and show you another little option there. But guys, you're not going to go wrong with these fun fold cards. Kids are going to love them. Grown-ups are going to love them too. So feel free to just change up your designer series paper, whatever you put here in the center. If you don't need a kid card, boy, this is going to be a great one to send to just about anyone for any occasion. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that today's cards inspired you, and this is a card you're going to give a try this week. Hey, if you liked the video, would you give me a thumbs up on YouTube? I so appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, take a moment to become a subscriber. There's a great big red subscribe button just waiting for you to click, and YouTube will let you know whenever I'm back with a new video. Thank you again for being here. I can't wait to stamp with you guys again soon. Make it a great one. Bye-bye.